Are you moving to Northern Virginia and you're very concerned about the high cost of living and you would love to see a real world example? Well, in this week's video, I'll share with you my personal cost of living expenses for living right here in Northern Virginia. I'm going to go over how much I spend on groceries, my cost of housing, taxes, utilities, daycare, and more. So sit back, relax, because we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video. It's time to get real personal in this video. So without question, one of the biggest concerns when moving to Northern Virginia is our high cost of living. And this is a very valid concern, as Northern Virginia is one of the most expensive areas in the whole country. So I did this exact same video about 2 years ago, but since then, I now have an 11-month-old baby at home, which has drastically increased my cost of living. In this video, I won't be talking about how much I spend on Hulu, Netflix, my cell phone, or what my car payment is, because those are going to be the same no matter where you live. For example, if I move to Florida tomorrow, those payments stay exactly the same. So this video is going to cover costs that are specific to living in Northern Virginia. So I really hope this video kind of gives you a good baseline of kind of what to expect when you move to Northern Virginia. But let's get started right now with my first personal cost of living expenses with housing. And just like most households, housing is hands down my biggest expense. So I own a townhouse style condo in Ashburn, Virginia. It's gonna be 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, about 2,500 square feet, plus an oversized rooftop terrace. So I bought my home in April of 2022 for $665,000 and had a mortgage interest rate of 3.25%. And looking back, $665,000 is not bad at all, especially with the average sales price of a home in Northern Virginia coming out to $740,000. So my monthly principal and interest comes out to $2,749 per month, and I am super grateful to have a rate of 3.25%. I could literally buy the exact same house today for the exact same price I paid 2 years ago with today's interest rates of 7%, and my mortgage payment will be $1,400 more per month. Now my next housing expense is gonna be property taxes, and my house is in Loudoun County, and the real property tax rate in Loudoun County comes out to about 88 cents per $100 of assessed value, and the assessed value of my home is about $690,000, so I paid $563 per month for my property taxes. And the property tax rate here in Northern Virginia, it is not bad at all. I've helped a lot of families relocate from Texas and New Jersey, and they'll share with me, hey David, our property taxes can be up to 3 times higher compared to what you pay in Northern Virginia. My next housing expense is going to be homeowners insurance, and I pay $74 per month. Now this number would be a lot higher if I had a single family home, but homeowners insurance tends to be a lot less with condos. Also with our homeowners insurance, it's actually a lot less expensive here compared to other parts of the country, like Florida and Texas, for example, because those areas, they're more prone to natural disasters like flooding and hurricanes. And living in those areas, your homeowners insurance can be up to 4 times higher compared to Northern Virginia. So this area is very friendly when it comes to homeowners insurance and car insurance, which we're going to talk about later on in this video. Now my next housing expense is going to be condo fees, and my condo fees are $242 per month. Now I don't have any amenities like pools, clubhouses, or gym. If I had access to those, my condo fee would be a lot higher, but what my condo fee does cover is common ground maintenance, trash and recycling, and water. So my total monthly expenses for housing comes out to $3,628 per month. And I think I'm doing very good in this category. As I mentioned earlier, if I bought a home at today's prices and today's interest rates, my monthly mortgage payment would be well above $5,000. Now my next monthly expense is gonna be utilities. Let's start off with water. As I mentioned earlier, water is covered in my condo fee, so I do not have a water bill, but if I did, it'll probably be about $45 per month. Next is gonna be gas, and unfortunately, I do not have gas. My community is electric only, and I can tell you this, cooking on a gas cooktop is much more superior compared to cooking on an electric cooktop. Now, if I did have gas, it'll probably be about $60 to $80 per month. Next, we have electricity, and we are a family of 3. Our house is 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and we spend on average $157 per month. And I actually think that's a very good number, especially since we charge my wife's Tesla basically every day here at home. Next, we have cable and internet, and my provider is Verizon Fios, pretty common provider here in Northern Virginia, and I pay $160 per month for cable and internet. Now, this does not include Showtime or HBO, but it gets me all the basic channels plus high-speed internet. So we add it all together, and on average, I spend $317 per month on utilities. Now the next monthly expense is gonna be gasoline. So for the previous 3 years, I was lucky enough not to have to spend any money in gas because I had a Tesla Model 3, but earlier this year, I bought a new internal combustion engine car, so now I have a brand new expense I did not have before with gasoline. So my car does require premium gasoline, and at today's prices of $4.39 per gallon for premium gasoline, it comes out to about $95 on average to fill up my tank. I do that twice a month, so I'm spending about $190 per month on gas. Now the good news is my wife now drives my old Tesla, so at least she's not spending any money in gas. Now the next monthly expense is gonna be food. When I'm talking about food, I'm talking about groceries, takeout, delivery, sit-down restaurants, baby food, formula, and all the basic toiletries you would buy at any grocery store. Now this is hands down my biggest non-housing monthly expense, and I was absolutely shocked when I saw this number. I know I like to eat good. I didn't know I like to eat that good. Again, my household is a family of 3 with an 11-month-old baby. So the average of what we spent on food the previous 3 months comes out to $2,390 per month. That is a mind-boggling number. I'm almost embarrassed to share that. Now this number is actually a lot higher compared to when I did this video 2 years ago. In fact, it's about $600 more per month compared to 2 years ago, which makes sense. I now have a third mouth to feed with my baby girl. Now your number could be way less than this, but my wife and I, we like to eat out a lot and do a lot of takeout. Unfortunately, we don't cook as much as we should. Now, if I wanted to reduce my monthly expenses, this would probably be the first place I would go to and basically just start cooking more food and doing less takeout. But there's an abundance of grocery stores and fantastic restaurants all throughout Northern Virginia, so it makes it very easy to overspend on food. Now my next monthly expense is gonna be car insurance. So we are a 2-car household. My wife drives a 2021 Tesla Model 3 and she pays $57 per month for her insurance. I drive a 2024 BMW X5 and my insurance comes out to $95 per month. So we spend a combined $152 per month, which is really not bad at all for having 2 higher end cars. In fact, I remember back in 2015, I didn't have the best driving record at that time, but my car insurance was over $200 a month just for myself. So Northern Virginia is very friendly when it comes to car insurance. In fact, my go-to insurance guy said if I lived in DC or Maryland, my car insurance would be almost double what I'm paying now. Now my next monthly expense is gonna be toll roads, and unfortunately, toll roads are all over Northern Virginia. Now you can definitely avoid the toll roads if you want, especially if you're like my wife, because she zero does tolls. And in fact, she gets mad when she's in the car with me and I go on a toll road. But myself personally, I drive all over Northern Virginia for work. So if I can get to my destination 5 minutes faster by going on the toll road, I am gonna do it because I value my time more than money. So I don't go on the toll road every single day, but on average, the previous 3 months, I'm spending about $45 per month on tolls. Now for you, this number could be 0 or it could be $250 per month. It all depends on how often you want to use the toll roads. Next is everybody's favorite expense, and that's gonna be the personal property tax, also known as the car tax. So I'm joking when I'm saying this is everybody's favorite expense. It is definitely not. It's probably everybody's least favorite part about living in Northern Virginia is the car tax. And not to mention, I think we have the highest car tax in the whole country. So the personal property tax is gonna be a tax on automobiles, motorcycles, trucks, boats, mobile homes, trailers, and aircrafts. But since most people don't have boats or aircrafts, but everybody has a car, that's why most people call it the car tax. So the personal property tax rate here in Northern Virginia is $4.15 per $100 of assessed value. So about every October, you're gonna get a letter just like this in the mail from the county. And last year, my personal property tax bill came out to $1,600. And there's so many things I'd rather spend those $1,600 on. I can go on vacation, I can invest that money, I can save that money, or I can just blow it out at a restaurant. There's a million things I could do, but the last thing I want to do is pay a personal property tax. As I mentioned earlier, I did buy a more expensive car in January of this year, so I'm yet to receive my 2024 car tax bill, but I know it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be way higher than last year, and I'm definitely not looking forward to receiving that in the mail. Next, and this is my newest monthly expense, which I definitely did not have 2 years ago, and that's gonna be daycare. So before my wife and I decided to have kids, all my friends and family, they kept pushing us to have kids. They're like, oh, it's great, it's fantastic, you're gonna love it. But one thing they failed to tell us is how expensive daycare is. So we pay $2,000 per month for daycare, and only for 3 days, by the way. And we plan to moving up to 5 days here shortly, so that number is gonna go even higher. And at $2,000 a month, that's pretty much par for the course. Because before we picked our daycare, I literally called the closest 15 daycares to my house, and all of them are in that same price range. So I absolutely had no idea how expensive daycares are, and this one hurts a lot. But the good news is, it's only 4 years until she starts kindergarten, and boom, I'll be rolling in the dough by saving an extra $2 grand a month. So when we add it all up together, for my family of 3, with our cost of living expenses specific to Northern Virginia, comes out to $8,936 per month. Now, is that a high number? Absolutely. In fact, it's way higher than what I thought it was gonna be. And I can get that number lower for sure, but it could be a lot higher as well. Now, your living expenses, they may be a lot less than mine, or they may be a lot more. I just wanna share with you my personal cost of living expenses. That way you kinda know what to expect when you finally move to Northern Virginia. And if you're even thinking about moving to Northern Virginia and you love to learn more about the cost of living, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you move into Northern Virginia. And if you want to learn more about living in Northern Virginia, check these videos out right here. There'll be great ways to continue your research, and I'll see you on the next video.